Hello, thank you for joining me for our third card in the butterfly series. I've uploaded the tutorial for this one, so it's there for you. I've called this one Butterfly Love. Sometimes I need to get a bit creative about what I'm calling these cards. But I did that because of the sentiment, you know, in case you need me on here, which I thought is sending some love around. And of course I'm going to go and change the sentiment when we use it, just because right now I'm in a good position where I don't have a lot of people who need those kinds of cards, which is a good place to be in. Our card today focuses on the beautiful butterfly bundle. So we're using the stamp set. We're of course using the dies and the embossing folder. Okay, so we're not using those spring corners today, but you would have had to have bought them so that you could get your free butterfly stamp set. Okay, let's start making this card. It is quite easy. Start off with your card base and cut the butterfly out first. Now, there's a reason for that, and maybe I'll admit this. I stamped as the sentiment, which I thought I wanted, and I actually really like that sentiment in this butterfly stamp set. It's that time to celebrate, which to me is a really nice sentiment, and it can be for anything. It can be for a birthday, an engagement, just because we're having a good time, whatever. So I like that sentiment, but I stamped it and then went to cut out my butterfly and realized that my sentiment was too long. So if you don't want to do that, cut out your butterfly first, and I'm cutting out what I've been calling the solid butterfly, so that one over there, and then we're going to do our stamping. Now I'm using fresh freesia, and I find the fresh freesia is a little bit pale when I stamp it, so I'm stamping with Highland Heather, and I'm going to use the Hello sentiment because that's a nice general card that you can use for anything. And then I think that on this card I may have actually been brave enough to try and attempt spatter, but I'm not very good at spattering, so I'm going to take the cheat way out and just randomly stamp some spatter instead. Much easier, no dramas. Alright, and then while we're stamping, I'm just going to stamp a little butterfly on my insert. And that's all our stamping done on this card. Now what you're going to do next is take your front panel piece, layer, whatever we want to call it, and run it through your butterfly embossing folder. Okay, so you're then landing up with this piece which I pulled in earlier, which has got those butterflies embossed on it. Now this is a piece of the beautiful bouquet paper, and I think I've chosen a different piece to what I used here, but that's okay. And what we want to do is just put a bit of glue around the edges. Oh, come on, glue. I did check this glue. It was coming out before I started. Okay. Let me see if one of the others in the collection that I have over here wants to come out. Yes, there we go. Alright, so just a bit of glue around the edges. I don't want any glue underneath where my butterfly cutout is. And the glue is going on the right side of the DSP. Okay, so it's on the DSP that I want showing through. And then we're just going to stick this behind my cutout. Now it is the same width or height if I'm looking at it like this, and I've done that just because there's not a lot of space top and bottom of this butterfly, so I've cut it the same height so that you've got that room. So just try and make sure that it's on and it's not poking out over the edge of your basic white layer. We're then going to stick this onto. None of my glue wants to work with me today. Okay, I'll just squish really hard. Alright, so we're sticking that onto a piece of fresh freesia. Okay, so we've got that fresh freesia mat. I just thought that it needed something to give a little bit of colour because we've got the black card background, so that was a bit stark, so that fresh freesia poking out just added something to it. And onto our card. Now, when I did my original card, I just went and put my insert straight in. But then when I looked at it afterwards, I decided that seeing that we've got that fresh freesia mat, I like a fresh freesia mat for the inside as well. So I've added that into the tutorial, so the measurements in the tutorial do actually have that fresh freesia mat. Right, so we're going to stick our insert onto that. And then this can go inside the card as well. Glue, getting sticky fingers. There we go. Don't you think that that looks much better than just a plain white insert? Alright, now what I want to do is, just because we've got these spindly little pieces, is just put a little bit of glue behind those bits of the butterfly, just so that that stays stuck. Okay, now using my detailed butterfly or frilly butterfly, I think I change what I call it depending on the day, I've cut that out of basic black and I've cut out the large butterfly body. Okay. So now we just want a little bit of glue behind here. You can use your adhesive sheets here, but I find that there's probably enough big bits that I can put glue on, but just go easy with your glue. You don't want to put too much glue so that you're having glue squishing everywhere. And then we're putting that inside here, so it's not exactly the same shape, but it's close enough that it's actually going to look quite nice sitting inside there. And then I'm going to stick my body over. Now I'm sticking the body afterwards just because we want the antennae to fit into there, and I'm just worried that if I stick it before, I may not get it stuck in the right place, so better to hang on and stick the body after. There we go. And of course, always need some bling. These are in the annual catalogue. I think that they were called Trio of Pearls, and I know that this colour's not fresh freesia. I think it's actually Petunia Pop, but it's sort of pale enough but also dark enough, and it blends with the fresh freesia, that those work well for me with this card. Alright, so there we go. You can see the colour slightly different in the DSP, but that's okay. As long as you've got some of the fresh freesia in it, it's going to pick up fine. And that's our third card. Now just remember, celebration ends tomorrow. So if you wanted to order those products to get your stamp set free, you need to place that order by tomorrow. Okay, and I will be back tomorrow for our last card in this whirlwind series. From next month, we'll be going a card a week rather than 4 cards in 1 week. Okay, so enjoy the rest of the day, and I will see you again tomorrow. Till then, bye.